Let me share my screen. Okay, before jumping to the new topics, anyone having any problem, any questions in yesterday's session? No questions? Okay, that's great. Okay, good. Today, guys, we are jumping into another concept that is called joins concept. What does it do, joins in SQL? We are not go deep dive into that because joins are used whenever the development team or the database designer, whenever they design or create the databases, so they're creating these, or they're making relationship between the table. So at that point the concept of joins comes, but in this course we are studying it as a part of the what, as a part of our understanding, so that we have to understand what is join, how we join two tables, how we fetch the data from that. These concepts we're gonna study. Okay, today agenda is join. Basically, we will have inner join. We will divide it into three categories: inner join, we will have right join, so pen, and we have left join. Each one of them has different scenario with different use cases. Where we will use an inner join, where we will use left join, where we will use right join, we will cover that. Right join, inner join, first we will cover inner join. When we will use inner join, whenever, for example, basically we use join forward for making a relationship between two tables. For example, I have two tables. This is my first table. I will name it as a register. Take example of a registration and login page. That how they gonna store our data inside their tables. This is my register table. And next, I have a login table. This is my login table. Now, how we will create the scenario between the two tables, register table and login table. If you guys remember, in the starting day of the SQL, I told you that we have one concept that is called RDBMS. That is called a relational database management system. Why we are relating these tables? Because keeping relations between these tables will make our table secure, because if one of the table get deleted, so we have actually first one table, that is the master table, called register table is the master table. If the login table is get deleted or corrupted, so we have directly what, the registration table, so that we can get the backup from the registration table. So but we will set these relationship on the basis of some keywords and syntax. How we gonna make these relationships? We will see it today. Okay, now let me draw it in this format, because always we are displaying the tables in these formats. Okay, now in registration table, okay, you have first of all registration ID. Next you have name, email, you have what, you have suppose We can say that you have username, you have password inside that, and you have some extra information like a recovery email and etc. information. Whatever information they ask from us, we will create inside that table. But in login table, you can see that I took a lots of space, but inside that we will have only login ID. And we will do it. We will match, or we will capture these username and password. We are storing username and password. And how we will relate this? We will do only what? We will get the ID of that primary key of registration table. We will copy it and we will insert it or inject it in login page as a foreign key. FK is short form of foreign key, so that the relationship established between those tables through primary key of what? PK of register table, and we bring it, insert it as a foreign key inside login table. So the relationship established through these two tables. Now, what is the scenario? So how we will use inner join in these tables? Inner join is a concept that will take the common data between two tables. Like for example, if the record ID1, I have record ID1 and I stored ID1 right here. If I use inner join, the concept of inner join says that whenever you are using inner join inside your SQL syntax, the concept says that the primary key ID1, the record must be available inside this section. If it is not available, so it will not display the data for us. But if it is right there, if it is available, so it will display the data for us. This is the concept of the what? Inner join. Now, before using inner join, let's see the example. Let's see the syntax of creating or joining two tables through SQL command. We have a different concept for that. Till this point, do you have any questions? Basically, we are using joins for making a relationship and fetching data from two tables which are in relationship. Now,
So I got one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Just the display part you said, if there's no data in one of the tables or in both tables, it will not display.
No, if there is a data in this, if we copy, I told you that, and whenever we are creating a relationship, so we took the data of primary key of registration and we gonna insert it inside a login page of one of the field we will create for that as a foreign key. If this primary key of registration table, which is 1, if it is not available inside login page foreign key, so it will not display the data. If we use inner join, it is an inner join case. But if the data is present inside login page as well, and it is the copy of the same data, we have 1 here and we have 1 right here, it will display in case of inner join for us. Means we are restricting the table that if the data present in both table, display it. If not present, so don't display it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Now let's go to MySQL. Okay. First of all, let's do. Let me check the Facebook table. Okay. You have Facebook. Okay, inside Facebook, I have registration. Just make sure that all of you have a registration table. Now, let's practice it this way. Okay, registration table. I created login already. I have login. So I will do what? I will, first of all, let me drop login. Use Facebook. Drop table. Login. Okay. Let me refresh it. We dropped login successfully. Now, as of now, guys, you have to first select the database of Facebook if you have already there, and if you have if you have already created login table, so drop that login table. If you don't create it, so that is okay. That's totally fine. Now, let's create a login page because we have already registered. Let's describe first register TSC for checking their structure or schema structure. Okay, I have already registration. So I don't need to create an extra registration table. So with that, I will need to only create what? I need to only create the login table. So for that, I will do what? Create table. I will name it login. I will provide the data types. I will provide the fields. So first of all, I will have login underscore ID. I will make it integer, and that it will be primary key. Okay, next I have username, and data type of the username will be varchar. Okay, first name, last name. We add a password. Okay, that will be 10. We'll add a comma. Next, I have what? So I will take the password from the table. So I will only create the username section field for the what? For the login. I have two fields, one login and one username. Now, the question is that how we can join these two tables, how we can make a relationship between login and registration table. You can see right here that I have one registration table and I have one login table. First of all, we don't cover this section. We will go to where? We will first create this relationship, this line relationship between these two tables. How we will create this relationship? Let's get into the SQL. Now put a comma. Now, after that, this section belongs to what? Belongs to your inserting or making creating of the foreign key field. Now for that, I need to add what? I will give a name as I want so that I don't get confused. I will add a foreign key name as a register ID, and type of that will be integer. I will add a comma. So till this point, I'm okay because my foreign key field name will be register ID. After comma, you need to add a constraint. Constraint is a keyword. Constraint. You need to name the constant. You have to assign one name. So for that, I will make a use of short forms. I will add a FK, foreign key. Next, I will add another command or keyword that is called foreign key. After adding foreign key inside a table, you need to do what? Your duty is not finished yet. You have to specify what? You have to specify after that on which ID, on which column you are adding this foreign key restriction or adding this information. Okay, my job is now that I need to provide that field. That field is named this field. Guys, do not confuse, okay? Copy this and add it right here. Because in here, I only created one field, but I didn't mention that this field do what. In here, after the comma, I mentioned that inside foreign key, I opened the bracket and I put this register ID. And I mention it clearly that this register ID, which is located here, is actually a foreign key, a relationship bridge between the register table and login table. So next job is what? After adding that, you need to add one another syntax that will be references. When you add references, it means that you reference it to which table, to which data, to which field. Okay, references where? References to a register table itself. Because I'm adding it, I want to make a relationship with the register table. So add a table name, references, open the bracket. Now, next job is you have to mention the primary key of the register table right here. The primary key of the register table is ID. Let me make it a little, zoom it a little bit so that it looks clear. Constraint. You add a constraint. Now, till this point, you're okay, you're good to go. You don't need to be worried about, because you already have created the relationship between those tables. Now let me do one thing. Let me run this command. If I run it, you can see that I got a green button, and if I display it right here, if I refresh it on left hand side, you can see that I created one login button. If I click on expandable file and if I click on foreign key section, you can see that in foreign key I have FK. You can see that I put a constant for foreign key of registered ID as a FK. So it seems that I create the relationship between the login table and register table. Now let's describe it. DC login. If I describe it and run it, check it. You can see that I have login ID, I have username, I have register ID. But if you see that register ID is first is primary key, but in key section, I have mul. It means that it's a foreign key relationship. We made a bridge between those two tables. Now your duty is, till this section, I will give you 5 minutes. Go and make this relationship. You do what? First of all, let me go select your Facebook table. If you have already logged in, so drop it. If you don't have, so directly describe register, and after that, create a table login. First of all, do that. I'll give you 5 minutes for that. We will pause the recording. Hamdab, till this point, login, username, you have already familiar that you created the tables, you know how to create a tables. After that, we need to specify a foreign key field. And here I told you that we need to add one another field as a foreign key section. In here I name it foreign key, but inside that we need to add the foreign key name because it's a field and we are storing values inside that. We need to add some field for that. So we name it as a foreign key, and I took the data type integer. Why I took the data type integer? Because if you refer to the description of the description of register table, you can see that because we are linking ID of register table inside this register ID we are storing. So the data type of that is integer. So we need to take the integer data type for that first of all. Now you add a comma. I press the enter because I zoom it a lot, so the syntax will be hidden for you. That's why I bring it to next line. Now, the constraint, this is the syntax grammar or keyword for the making the relationship or establishing the relationship. You have to accept it like this. So I add a constant fk. I made a foreign key constant for that. Next, I put a keyword foreign key. Now I'm referring or addressing which foreign, which I want to make which field inside my which table, login table. Let me describe it. Now this first portion, which I add foreign key register ID, I need to mention which field I need to put the foreign key constant on top of that. I mention it clearly that on top of register ID, I need to add a foreign key. After that, I add a references. A references means that from which table you wanna fetch the primary key, or you wanna make the establish the connection between which tables. So I mentioned the register, the name of the table, which is register table, and between the brackets I add the primary key of that table, which is ID. So this portion is the grammar or rule of making connection between two tables. Hope the question is clear. Great job, Abdul Dawab. Have you got it, Hamdard?
Teacher, Furqan, in this chart, in this table, which is right now we have it, which one is the foreign key?
You can see that I register ID. I mentioned it right here, foreign key register ID. So if you see at the third line in key section, we have mul. It is filled with mul. So it means that it's the primary key section. Now you understand?
So the mul is the primary key, okay. But
No, the
I'm
mul,
sorry,
you
which
can see that
yeah.
it is filled. I told you that I guess someone asked that what is mul. If you see
What's
that
mul?
this section is filled, if you go use Oracle, you will find this section as a FK foreign key. If you use XAMPP server, you will find this
Okay,
section as a
okay.
primary key. But if you use MySQL, you will find it as a mul. So it differs. It doesn't mean so you don't need to be worried about this. You just already create the relationship through the syntax. So don't worry about that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, till this point, we are good to go. Now, next job is to do what? Let's display the records of select. Sadaf asked, we should have two tables inside database that we can do the right. Yeah, totally right, Sadaf. You have to had two tables inside your database. One is register that you have already created in previous sessions, and you need to create a login inside that database in today's session. Now, let's display the record of select star from register. If I display, you can see that inside register, I have totally, I guess I have 7 record. Yeah, totally I have 7 record. Just make sure that all of you people are done with the creating of the login table and making the connection or establish the connection. Let me count how many did I have. Next, I will execute it. Okay.
Can I share my screen a little quick, sir? I'm having trouble creating a table login.
Okay, let me allow you. Go ahead, share it, Nasib.
Yeah.
Okay, what it says, reference in column register ID and reference column ID in foreign key by constant of k are incomplete. Okay, you create table login, use Facebook, Okay. First of all, do you have register table inside your Facebook database? Can you expand that section, that table section, which is under the just to on left hand side, just expand that table. Yeah, click on that.
Yes,
Expand
I
it.
do.
Yeah, you have expand the register as well. Let me see the columns. Expand it. Expand the columns as well. Okay, that's a great job. Okay, now come to the coding section. Okay, create table login. You can create it. Now your next job. Okay, login ID, username, register ID, constraint. FK for key register ID references, register. Okay, make sure that the spelling REGIS register ID. References. REGIS Everything seems correct. Then why it's taking error? Okay, click at the end of that line and execute it. Let's see what's the error. Or okay, just do one thing. Give me access of your computer. I sent you a request. Yeah, thank you. Are incompatible. Constraint key FK are incompatible. Okay, constraint FK. Then why it says error? Constraint is okay for in keys as well. Okay. Okay. Just do one thing. Describe the register table. Describe it. Let's see whether it's a primary key or not. Describe register. No, you add. Okay, go ahead. Just execute it. Okay, it is a primary key. Then why take error? Okay, just do one thing, Nasib. You have to copy this line. Error code 3780 referencing column register. Just copy this line and go to your search browser. I'll give you the control. Copy it and go to your Chrome. Paste it. Yeah, just copy it. No worries, copy it. Click on search. Yeah, paste it right here. Enter. Click on the first link. Stack Overflow. Yeah, accept all cookies. Click on accept all cookies. Scroll it a little bit down. Slowly, go slowly, okay? Go. Go, go. Slowly, slowly scroll it down. Okay, scroll it down. Scroll it. We didn't got any green tick alone. Okay, scroll it down. It seems that nobody faced the same error. Okay, yeah. Just press on back button on the left hand side of your screen. Okay, click on second one. Yeah. Click on that section. What it says. Okay, you can find it. Submitting the error code referencing city reference ID CID and foreign constant incompatible. How to repeat. Okay. MySQL verification, hello sign and both. Okay, just do one thing. Go to your workbench again. Let's see. Copy that line, line number 158. 158. Copy that line. Okay, cut it. Relax. No. Cut it. Copy. Go to your workbench again. Go to your workbench.
Got it.
Yeah, workbench. You cut it. Now come to the line number 159. Press 1, enter.
Paste it here.
No, enter it. Press 1, enter. Now paste it. Run it now. Again, same error. Why it says that referencing column register ID, reference column ID and foreign key constraint are incompatible. Why it says like this? Yeah. Create table login ID. Everything seems fine. Okay, register. References. This ID column constraint FK are incompatible. Okay, just try to change FK to some other names. Like data, name it as a data. Just data one, put something. Data one. Yeah. Now run it. Let's see where it comes. They are incompatible. Referencing column register ID and reference column ID. You have a table register. Okay, let's see Nasib your error at the end of the class. It might you might have a problem in configuration, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see at the end of the class.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
can I screen?
Yeah, share your screen. You're facing the same error.
Somehow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a few. Okay, I don't have the registration table in this here, but I have income ID. I use that one. It can work or no, because I have here some error.
What it says?
Database selected the default.
Okay. Marina, just do one thing. You have Facebook table.
I have, but I don't have even registration table in Facebook.
Okay, you don't have registration table on Facebook. Okay, do one thing. First of all, go ahead, use you creating a database tables inside Amazon database. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, do first of all, use Amazon, execute that line. Execute it. Okay, it's selected. Now on left hand side of your screen, just can you expand that tables button? Expand it. Yeah, let me see. You have computer, you have income. Just expand the income for me. Expand the
Income.
income. Yeah, income. Yeah, now expand the column of income. Expand it. Okay, income ID. Great. Now in this section on line number 45, create table login ID, and primary key, username, worker. Okay, income ID and constraint FK, primary key. Okay. References. Okay, everything seems fine. Income ID. Income ID. Foreign key, constraint FK, foreign key. Okay, now you need to do what? Because you have income ID inside that, you didn't need to put an ID, because you have to mention that from income ID, income table, you wanna make a relationship with which field. So we need to add relationship with the primary key of the income table. So for that, you need to write income underscore ID inside that bracket.
Here.
Yeah, income underscore ID. Yeah. Now do one thing, execute this line. You got what? I cannot see your error.
Oh, it's not error.
Okay, it's created. So describe login. And you have a spelling mistake with login. So remove the last G. Marina, remove the last G, put a semicolon. Don't rush. Yeah, now execute it. Now you can see that you're good to go, Marina.
Thank you so much.
You're most okay. I got it right. Okay, Sardar, great job. Now let me share my screen. Now you can see, guys, that I have record. I run the command select star from register. Now my duty is that I need to link. I created the relationship. Now I need to insert the record inside my what? Inside my login table as well. For creation of the record inside login table, you know that you have already insert command. So for that, run the insert command. Insert into which table? Login. Just directly put the values because it's level, so you don't need to worry about that. If you are so much curious about that, so first of all, describe it. You can see that you have login ID, username, and register ID. You can go with the sequence like this. Even this is a new trick that even if you don't need to, if you don't want to specify the column, so you can directly after the name of the table add a values and directly put a value. So for login ID, I will put 1, comma. Username, I will put like let's say like Khan. And now because put a comma, the third column, the third field is what you need to add what? The primary key of the one of the primary key from registration table. Now you want to add this username with which table, with which field? You need to add it with Furqan. Okay, I took the username as a Khan @ 12. Okay, now I need to link it with Khan. So ID of Khan is 4. So at the end of that, you have to put 4. Now, if I execute this, you will see that I insert a record inside a login table with the ID of Khan. Now, if you run the command, select star from login, just run it. You can see that I have only one record. Login ID is 1, username is Khan@12, register ID is 12. But now I have to understand, I have to know that what does it mean? In this login table, I have only username and registered ID. For example, if I need, now the scenario is creating here, that if I need to fetch the information as well, which is existed inside the register table. So how I gonna describe that with that and join it with this table? So in here, the scenario of joins come to the picture. For example, let's see, if you want to display the record of register. So if I run this, you can see only the record of register, but I need to add 2 columns in here because I want to display to the columns of login as well, both joined with the table of register. But I can do it in this way, which I am doing it right now. But here is a concept comes into the mind that you have registered because you have already linked the table. Now you have register section as well. For that, I need to do what? I need to first run this command. Now, select which columns do you want to first display from register table? Okay, from that, you need to add what? First name. I will take the columns. Okay, I will take the last name, comma. I will take the mobile. Okay, next, I will take the password, new password. You can see that my password is stored inside register table. Okay, next I will take the gender. Now see the beauty of the join. Now from this, from my next table, I need to take the other values as well. From my login table, I need to take the username, comma, and I only need a username. I don't need extra columns. So till this point, I'm good to go. Now, next thing is from what? You have now 2 tables. You have to mention the first table. Okay, I will take it from register. Now the command of join come to the picture that you need to add the join, inner join. You're joining the table, 2 tables, and displaying their data. Inner join what? Which table? Login table. Now, next part is put a condition. Where what? You have to put a condition because these tables are joined through primary keys. So for that, you need to add a condition where. Now, inside register table, you have ID. Am I right? So add the name of the table register dot ID equal to what? Inside login table, you need to specify first the table name login dot what? You add register underscore ID. What a semicolon. If I run it, you can see that I got the record of Khan. Khan first name, last name is John, mobile number is this, new password is this, gender is male, and username is this. Now you can see that the beauty of inner join, that with the help of inner join, I join 2 tables and I fetch the record and I display this first name, last name, mobile, new password, gender is stored inside register table. You can see that I selected from register, and username is stored inside a login section. So I take it with the help of inner join from which table? From login table. And I put the condition where register ID. This ID is inside register table because I need to specify the table name as well right here, dot ID with the help of dot. This is my register primary key, and this is my login foreign key, which I have stored the ID of 1 inside this register ID inside login table. So with the help of that, I fetch the record of Han, that I have only one record inside my login table, which is linked with register. And that record is about Han. Now, did you got it? Did you got it?
Yeah, I have a question. If you
Yeah.
can hear me.
Yeah.
So this is only if you want to view two tables. You're not actually joining the tables, right? Just for viewing.
I already joined it. You can see that
You can see
at the
that
time
in
of
the
creation
time
of
of
this
creation
table,
of
I
this
joined
table,
the
I
table,
joined
two
the
tables.
two tables.
This is the
This is
syntax
the
of
syntax or
the grammar of
the
Jine.
grammar of Jine.
Right. Okay.
Now you got it.
Yes.
I join it right here, and now I will need to display those two join table. For displaying those two join table, I have a grammar like this. First from register, and next if you want to join that table, next table which is joined with register, so you need to add inner join column, syntax like this, inner join. And after that you need to add a what? You need to add a condition also if you want. Was it confusing, guys?
Mine is not working for fun. I did all the way to creating, doing the join, join, but after that, it's giving me an error. Maybe it's just a simple issue, but
Okay, go ahead, Katya, share your screen. Sadaf and Ahmad, I will take one other example as well. Don't worry about that. It must be confusing for you guys because these tasks are belongs to developer. Whenever I create a table and make the connection between them, so that is the duty of the development team. So I make it clear for you. It's for the sake of your understanding. That's why it's a little bit confusing for you. Don't worry about that. Okay, what's the issue, Katya?
okay, it says apparently maybe I'm adding the wrong, it says unknown column, first name.
Unknown
All the
column,
way,
first name. Okay.
yep.
You select from where? I
So
don't think so.
line,
Select first name, last name. You're executing which query? Tell first, show me the query. Okay, first name. Okay, you need to describe the register for see what kind of fields you added. Describe that. No, describe that. Yeah, you can see that, Katya, you have first name in small case letter. First name, F is small. F of the first name is small. And last name, L is small as well. Mobile number, you have mobile number. You don't have mobile. So for that, M is small underscore number. M is small. Yeah. For new password, it's okay. For gender also, it's okay. And username, you have already created right there. So for username, you created, look, in table of login, you created user underscore name. So you have to put it user underscore name, Katya. Yeah, user underscore name. After the gender, after the gender. Yeah, after the gender. Yeah, user underscore name. Great. From inner join login. Yeah, now execute it, Katya. But it says unknown password, new password. Okay, describe the table, login table. That's register table. Describe that register.
I see where's the issue.
Okay, you see.
It's one S only, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you are, perfect.
Yeah, put one S and execute it.
All right, I got it, it's you.
You can see that you have a record.
All right,
You don't,
thank you.
okay, you don't have a record because you didn't insert a record till now, I guess. You don't have an ID of for just display the register again. Display the register. Now you don't have an ID of 4. Can you see any ID with the record of 4? You don't see now. Put instead of 4, 5. Put 5 instead of 4. Execute that line again. Insert into, yeah, execute it. Now now display this line. Yeah, execute it. Now you can see that you have record.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Okay. You can stop your sharing. Guys, I will take another example for that. I know that it's confusing. So I will, first of all, I will create the scenario. Just make sure that you have clear-cut tables. Let's do one thing, guys. I will make another database. I will draw it first for you guys. Let's take the example of, I will create one database. Let me take this pin for you. Change the pin. First of all, let's create a database right here. I'll create my database right here. I have one database. I will name it cells. Just take a seat and focus on the screen. Focus very keenly because it's important for you guys. You have one database named cell. This is the format of your database. Now inside cells, I have two table. One table, I will name it as a what? I will name it as a customer. I will create another table and name it as a orders. I have customer, I have order table. I have two tables. You have already experience of purchasing items from Amazon, eBay, dropshipping, Shopify. These platforms you have already paid it and buy it from your credit card. Now take the scenario that this sales table is inside the server of Amazon. Now your customer, at the time of registration, whenever you were creating account inside Amazon, your information is stored inside the customer info table or inside the customer table. And every time that you are purchasing something or ordering, one of your record will be created inside the order table with the ID which is inside your customer table that you have, or with the ID that you have. Now let's draw the table first of all. I will draw the table. Let me change the pane again to black color. Now I have one table named customer. Inside customer, guys, I have what kind of information? Okay, first of all, I will have ID of the customer. Okay, that's one section. I have name of the customer. I have email of the customer. I have some other information like phone number. And next I can add like credit card, bank account or something we can add. That depends totally on the website holder. Okay, next let's add another field. I will name it as a we will name it as address. This is the information which is stored inside my customer table. First of all, I will draw the scenario for you guys. Okay, I will name it as a customer. This is basically my customer table. Now I have one another table. Let me zoom out it a little bit. Now I have one another table, and that table is orders table. Let me change the color as well. Take it in this way. I have one another table that is named order. Inside order, you have order ID, O_ID. You have item name of the item, which item you're purchasing. You have category. You have quantity. And let's add one another field. I will name it what? I will name it like we add a quantity. Now let's create what? Let's make it as a item date, that on which date you're purchasing this order, this product. Now let me zoom it a little bit more. Now for that, every customer has a record, different record. Let me take one another pen for you guys so that you can differentiate it well. Okay, let me just take this color. Now, for example, ID is 1, name is Katya, or name is Sadav. Katya. Email is something, phone number is this, and address is this. Now, Katya, every time that Katya make a purchase, so Katya information will stored inside order table. Let me take this as a orders table. Now, for example, Katya purchasing like purchasing a mobile phone, iPhone brand 15 from the Amazon. So whenever Katya doing purchase, so one of the record will be created right here, that order ID will be, it will be randomly generated something like 100. Item will be iPhone 15. Category is mobile. Quantity is 1. Date is like 2023. Okay. Now, every time that Katya is purchasing something, so the record of Katya will be stored here. But take the scenario, if I didn't create anything that store the ID of Katya in here, so how could I find that Katya buy iPhone on this date in Amazon, from the Amazon website? Do I have any record inside that prove to me that Katya purchased this order? I will ask Ahmad, I will ask you, how could I prove this, that Katya purchased this iPhone 15 Pro Max on this 2023 date from Amazon? How could I prove that? Unmute yourself and
Yeah, if you create a table, then there will be a data, but if you don't have a table,
okay,
there's no entries.
you can see that I created orders table, I created customers table. Now Katya ID is 1. Katya purchased iPhone 15 Pro Max. How can I prove, Amazon prove that this iPhone, because whenever the Katya purchase arrive, Katya will say, I didn't order it. So how could I prove this, that how could Amazon prove this, that this order is belong to Katya?
If we join the tables, like let's say if we take the ID number for from the orders.
Definitely, excellent point. Yeah. If you add one another column right here as a foreign key, if you join this table, like I will add a foreign key, I will name it like cust CID. I will name it as a CID. This is my foreign key. I will name it as a CID. Now, every time Katya purchased something from customer table, the record 1, which belongs to Katya, will insert in this column, that one. Now I can prove that this iPhone 15 belongs to Katya, belongs to no one else. With the help of that ID, even whenever the purchases sent to delivery guys, the delivery guys will find the address of Katya. We don't have even the address of Katya, you can see inside orders. But with the help of this ID one, we can find the address of Katya, we can find the phone number of Katya, we can find the email of Katya even. Now you can see that with the help of one ID or one join, we join two tables in our lots of problem get solved. Now you got, Ahmed, the point that why I'm joining these two tables?
Yeah, totally, sir. Yeah, I got it. It was just a little bit confusing. That's all. You know, I'm talking about the commands. When we were putting the commands to join, join, inner join, that was a little bit confusing. The rest, I understood the whole concept. I totally got it. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Definitely. Okay, now Sadaf told me, Sadaf posted on the message box that we can add a column into a customer and put information of the order into customer. No, Sadaf. The scenario will be reverse, because customer is a one person and a customer can do money purchase, but one purchase cannot do by one customer. So that's the record that you need to get the ID of one customer inside the orders table. You don't need to add the ID of orders inside the customer table. Okay, don't get into this because this part is totally belongs to development team. I don't want to go in that section because you will get confusion. And this joining of the table, I teach you for the sake of your information. The syllabus and the plan was that I should create it before the class, the tables for you guys, and I just use the syntax like joins, inner joins, right joins, and left joins. But for the sake of understanding, you have to understand that, okay, how do I, whenever I'm using this join, so how should I create the relationship between two tables? That's why I teach you the rules and regulation of the joins, that how we will create or make the connection between two tables. Now you understand that with the help of ID1, which belongs to Katya, now I can track that this iPhone 15 belongs to Katya. I can get the address, I can get the phone number, and here it is clearly mentioned that Katya order one iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now let's go to our MySQL workbench and create this diagram. First of all, we will create the database cells. Next, we will create one customer table. Second, we will create one orders table. We will join it. We will insert the record inside every table. And after that, we will do what? We will fetch the record with the help of inner join and display it that Katya orders how many things in this month and this week or in this particular date. And the items will be iPhone 15 Pro Max, like Katya will order some gift cards and extra things. Let's go to MySQL workbench. Now I will create one database. Create database. I will name it cells. You can see that I created, if I refresh it on the left-hand side, I have cells database right here. Now, next job is that I will use cells executed. You can see that my cells table is expandable, but I don't have database is expandable, but I don't have any table inside that. Now, my next job is to create what? To create table inside my cells database. Create table. I will name it as a customer. Okay, the fields of customer will be cust ID, cust underscore ID. Data type is integer and constraint is primary key. Add a comma. Next, let's go to the see the picture. We have name, email, and address. Okay, for name. Okay, I will get the data type of text for that. Name, make it small. Add a backtick. Okay. Next we have email. For that, we will take worker. I will add for email 30 character. Next, I have phone number. For phone, I will take worker. And I will take 13 digit, 13 character. And next I have what? Let's see, address. Okay, for address, I will do what? For address, I will take also worker, put a comma, worker. I will add 50 character. Now, why it says syntax error? Phone worker, everything seems fine. Workers, not a valid in this position. Okay, we didn't add a name of the field address. Now it seems look. Now I'm executing. I created the customer table. Now next job is to create my order table. Create order, create table, orders. But S bracket. Now this time, if you see the picture, in orders table, I have order ID, item, category, quantity, data, and I have to join my table, this order table with customer. So I need to take care of that as well. So I will go with the order ID, O_ID, order ID, and primary key, make comma. We have next word. We have after order ID, we have item and category. Item, I will take the data type as a worker. For that, it can be anything. So I will take 20 character. We have category, and I will take the data type of worker as well for that. And I will take 28 character for that as well. Okay. Next, we have what? Next, after item, we have category, we have quantity, date. Okay, for quantity, I will take int because we can specify it in a number format. Next, we have date. We can say order date as well. Order date. And I will put the date data type for that. Next is that I need to now join the table. Okay, for that, I have to first name the foreign key field. For that, I will add cust underscore ID. We have already cust ID, so I will make it customer full ID, customer ID. I will name it as a customer underscore ID. Try to differentiate the foreign key and primary key name. Do not put it in the same name. Do not make it same because it will make a lots of confusion for you. Next, the data type of my cust ID. This cust ID is integer, so I will put integer right here. Now add a comma. Now the rules for joining the table. Constraint fk primary key. Okay, now foreign key. Now you need to specify which field you want to add as a foreign key inside your order table. That field which I created right here, I will add this as a foreign key. But right here, next job is references. References means from which table you want to get the primary key. I will get from the customer table. Customer. Which field of the customer you want to make it as a link it? So I will link the cust underscore ID. Till this point, I am clear and cut. It is executed successfully. Now, if you describe, first of all, I will describe what? Customer. Let's see. Execute it. You can see that I have these kinds of information. Let's describe these. See, orders. If I describe it, you can see that I have this much of information inside order. This is the schema of my orders. Now, the job is to do what? To insert the record first inside the what? Inside which field? Inside the my order, inside my customer field. Let me make it this way. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, for that, inserting the records inside customer, insert into customer. You can target the values, fields. First of all, cust ID, comma, name, comma, email, and I will add comma, phone number, phone, comma, address. These are the fields which I want to target to insert a values. In values, I will put like, okay, for cust ID, I will put 1, comma, name will be Katya, comma, add email will be Katya13@gmail.com. Okay, next I will do it. After that, I have phone. So for phone, I will take +1. This will be the phone number of Katya, comma, and after the phone, I will add the address. So for address, it will be USA, like USA, DC. Now let me bring it to the next line. Okay, values as that fine. Now I do what? I will copy this and insert 2 to 3 records inside my customer. I will insert the records. Now I'll change the name to name ID 2, 3. I will change this name to Sadaf 21. This will be 22. And this will, I will change it to Ahmad. And I will make this as Ahmad. Okay, I will change the numbers as well. And this will be, we can take it as a Virginia VA. And this will I take as a CA California. Okay, now I'm good to go. What's the problem? I need to add a comma right here. Next comma is right here. Okay, and now I'm good to go. I'll insert these records. You can see that I inserted the records inside my customer. Select star from customer. I will run it. You can see that inside customer, I have Katya, Sadaf, and Ahmad. Now, Katya, Sadaf, and Ahmad are 3 customers. They can order many things. Now, inside the order table, I need to keep the track of their orders. So for that, let's insert the value now inside my orders table. For that, let's insert into orders. Now for that, if you don't want to enter put these fields and columns, so for that, do one thing. Let's execute first of all the order table schema. Now after that, you can insert the orders in sequence, like orders. Name of the table is order, if I don't mistaken. Let me see it. It is ORDERS, orders. Okay. Insert into orders. Values. Okay, for values, inside order, you have order ID 1, comma. Okay. Item name, item will be phone, iPhone, like iPhone 15. I'll add a comma after that. I have category. Category will be mobile. For that, you can see that you will ask yourself that how sir is inserting value. I'm checking the sequence from this schema right here, which is displaying. From that schema, I'm inserting the value. I can see after the mobile category, I have what? I have quantity. For quantity, it will be one iPhone. So the data type is integer because next is order date. Order date, I need to put in this 2023, and that is the 5th month, 31 date. Katya bought this iPhone 15. Now, this is the section where I can add the ID of Katya because the last section is the foreign key, which is linked with the customer table. Now the ID of the Katya is 1, so I need to add 1 right here. So if I insert this record, I can run it directly, or I can add different value. So I will copy this because Katya has lots of money. So I will order lots of items for Katya. So let's do one thing. Let's change this ID to 2. Let's suppose Katya buy gift card as well. Gift card. That is category is card. That will be on date 30. Okay. Bought 3 cards. Next. Let me add a comma right here. Next ID will be 3. Katya bought what? Like Katya bought some anything, notebook from Amazon. Categories: stationery, stationery. She got 5 notebooks, and the date is 29. Okay, I'll remove this item because that much information will be enough. Let's insert it. But it says you have error in syntax. Okay, I didn't put a comma right here. Now I inserted the record successfully. Now, if I display the records inside the register table, inside the orders table, select what? Select star from orders. If I display it, you can see that I only get the purchase record, that iPhone 15 mobile quantity 1 order date is this, but I don't know that this customer ID 1 is belongs to who. For that reason, I link the two tables, and now the command is for displaying the value from both table or select. You can get like this, select star. Directly you can run the command select star from customer, inner join what? Inner join orders, inner join orders, where now customer dot, what is the customer ID? That is cust underscore ID primary key equal to, what is the foreign key inside the my orders table? That is, first of all, mention the table name orders dot customer underscore ID semicolon. If I put it and I will run it, you can see that now I get the record of Katya, that cust ID is 1, name is Katya, email is this, phone number is this, address is this, order ID is this, the item is this, category this, all of the records at once, because I put star. Star means all record. So these 3 records which I purchased on this 3 different dates or belongs to who? Belongs to Katya. If I if I add star, or if you want to restrict that, you just need to add a name from the register table. So you have to mention the name of the columns, which I already mentioned right there. Now till this section, is it clear, guys? You got it?
Yes, it's good. Yep.
Yeah. This was about inner join. Now you can insert the records for 2 records more as well. Now let's insert the records for what? Let's change the IDs. I will change the IDs. I will change this ID to 2. Make it this ID 2 because 2 IDs belongs to Sadaf. And I will do it. As well change this to what? We insert 3 records. This will be 4. This will be 5 and this will be 6. Okay. Sadaf also purchased the same record, the same things, but with little bit difference. Sadaf only purchased the books, and Sadaf purchased the laptop. Okay, this is totally fine. Now let me run it. Now, if I run this again, you can see that I have 6 records. First 3 belongs to Katya, and second 3 belongs to Sadaf. These people in these days are purchased different record, different item, same item on these dates, but the IDs and persons are different. Now I can prove that this iPhone 15 belongs to Katya and laptop belongs to Sadaf. With the help of inner joins, I display all of the record. This will be like a reporting line for me. Now you can do the same with Ahmad as well, and you can go ahead. This was about the inner join, guys. Now you got it, how to write it down. I will do one thing. I will copy this whole syntax, create cells, Control C. I'll add a note. Open the notepad. I'll paste it right here. I'll save it. Inside desktop, I will name it data. No, I will name it inner join. Now it saves. I'll pass it in your chat box. Everybody just download it from the chat box itself. Okay, I'm in desktop. Inner join. Let me find the inner join. Okay, this is the file of inner join. Yeah, just I paste it in your chat box, guys. Download the file. This is the grammar and syntax which you have to practice it for today. No, the class is ended here. I will stop the recording. Resume. Okay, Nasib. Listen, guys, Nasib had a problem that it says that referencing column register IDs with the column reference column IDs foreign key are incompatible. Why they're incompatible? Because if you, Nasib described the register table, if you see that with the ID, parallel with the ID, we have big int. But if you see that inside the syntax in line number 168, Nasib put integer with the register ID. Highlight it, Nasib. Highlight that int. That section. Yeah. Inside this section, Nasib put int. For that reason, it's incompatible because it's change of data type. For that, you need to put big int, Nasib. Put it big int. Now it is totally fine. Don't run it because you have already run it, Nasib. So the table is already created. The issue will be solved. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.